Hello, my name's John Heitfield. I've been a superintendent for over 20 years. There's always been one job that I've dreaded doing. That was aerification. But since they've improved the aerifiers, the top dressers, the core destroyers, core collectors, it's become a much easier job. There's always one part of the job that still is a tough job to accomplish. That was getting the aerified holes completely filled. So for the last 5 or 6 years, I've been tinkering with a concept, and I've came up with a brush that now will completely fill the aerified holes in 2 to 3 passes. It takes one guy just 15 to 20 minutes to do a 7,000 square foot green. It's called Sweep and Fill 2. And actually, after I sold several hundred to superintendents, they came back to me and said, this isn't just a terrific top dressing brush, it's also an excellent grooming brush. What they were talking about, the action of the brush bristles, they kind of flick like mimicking a push broom, and they get in the canopy and lift up the turf. Lifts up the lateral shoots, stands it straight up. You do that just before you mow. It clips them off, and then eventually the plant starts shooting up finer leaf blades, and you get a denser, more flat surface to put on. After about a year's use of it continuously, and I'll use it about every 2 to 3 weeks. After about a year, it's amazing how much finer the grass plant becomes and a much truer surface. So I've actually coined a new procedure in the golf maintenance industry. I call it flicking. Have you flicked your greens yet? The upcoming video is an instructional video on the Sweep and Fill 2.
The process, and more importantly the ease of setting up the Sweep and Fill 2, has made the Sweep and Fill 2 the choice of many professionals. Now let's talk about the setup. Level the towing vehicle. Attach the Sweep and Fill 2 to the towing vehicle with the Sweep and Fill 2 in its lowered position, which means transport wheels off the ground. Adjust the height of the clevis bracket to maintain a level frame and a level tongue in relationship to the ground. Adjust so frame and tongue are within a ½ inch of the same distance from the ground. Do this by positioning the 4 5/16" bolts into holes required to maintain a level frame. Adjust the 4 height adjustment bolts to brushes, leaving 1/4 inch space between lock nut and the top of the spacers. Adjust the chain tension, maintaining a ½ inch slack in the chain by loosening 3 3/8" bolts on the slotted sprocket bracket and slide bracket up or down to achieve the proper tension. Remember, all adjustments are done with the transport wheels off the ground. Raise brush to transport position with 3 to 4 inch ground clearance. Now you're ready for brushing. Grooming before mowing. Lower brush to green and pull in a circular motion around the green. The flicking action of the brooms will lift lateral shoots, leaving the grass blades in a vertical orientation. This action opens the turf canopy for better air circulation and healthier turf. After 3 to 4 brushings prior to mowing, grain will be virtually eliminated. After several more brushings prior to mowing, the grass will become denser with finer leaf blades, therefore producing a truer putting surface. This procedure is also excellent on approaches and fairways, leaving a tighter, more vertical grass plant for tighter ball lies and healthier growing conditions. Using the Sweep and Fill 2 for grooming has virtually eliminated vertigrooming and verticutting. The results are more effective with less stress to the plant. Filling aerified turf. Sand requirements will be less, 25% to 33% less. Ideally, you want to place more sand in the center of the green with a lesser amount of sand to the perimeter of the green. Brush the sand by pulling at a fast walking pace. A slower speed does a more efficient job, will save time in the long run. Fill center holes first, then circle outward to the perimeter of the green if the volume of sand is equal to the volume of the airspace in the coring holes. The results will be dramatic. Too much sand causes sand to build up on the surface and requires more brushing to clean the turf surface. The continuous flicking of the brush bristles lifts the turf canopy, placing the sand into the crown of the plant and completely fills the aerified hole without bridging. Dry turf and dry sand provide for more optimum results. It may require 2 to 3 passes for excellent results. After 1 pass, after 2 passes, after 3 passes. Brushing routine top dressing. Using the same setup as aerified turf, pull brush across turf, working from center to outside. The flicking action of the brush bristles lifts leaf blades and places sand into the crown of the plant. It is possible to mow immediately afterwards or lightly water in before mowing. A large amount of sand may require 2 passes. The Sweep and Fill 2 is very gentle on the turf because of its flexible fibers, and with only about 3 to 4 inches of each brush actually making contact with the turf surface at all time. With my small work staff, I top dress greens once a month. Because of this, I apply 2 to 3 times as much sand as with normal light top dressing, which is done weekly or bi-weekly. I feel agronomically the results are just as beneficial with less labor spent. Other applications for Sweep and Fill 2: verdure removal in Bermuda, filling divots, redistributing infill in artificial turf, stripe patterns on artificial turf, limited thatch removal,